What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. This is Eric the Cosmic Wizard, and this is Cosmic Tarot. This is going to be a Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars reading. So eat the meat, spit out the bone, take what resonate, and leave the rest behind. Alright, Gemini. So, I hope you all had a good weekend. I hope everyone enjoyed themselves. I hope you all are getting ready for the holidays. Yeah, enjoy this reading. My back is killing me. I've been sitting in this chair all day yesterday, and then I went to the Garden Glow here in St. Louis at the Botanical Garden, and I got to see all the Christmas lights. It was really nice. It was really fun. Me and my friends went. I'm going to post some pictures in the community post. So probably by the time this video comes out, they'll probably have posted already. And so you can see. I just want to show you guys a little bit of my life and how I do things. All right. Ooh, the moon in reverse. Things are being revealed here. Okay. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry. Okay. So, secrets have been coming out. Things have been coming to the light. Once was hidden is shining brightly. This could be you. You could have been this person here who was hiding a part of who you were, a part of your emotional side. You could have been with someone here who was hiding their feelings. You could be somebody here who tends to keep your feelings close to your chest. I feel like that could be a trauma response for some of you guys. Okay, so some people okay. I don't know why I was getting this feeling, but like I just get the sense of like some of us here, including me, we need to cut back on maybe some of the things that we doing. Like, I know it's the holiday season, so we tend to, want to eat all the treats and all the cookies and candies and cakes and stuff. But it's not just that. It's the drinking and smoking and just really developing better coping mechanisms. I know I started to venture off last weekend from the gym, and I was eating bad, and now my back is fucking killing me. I feel like I stretched to pull something. So, and today's chest and tricep day. But I feel like there has been a lot of you trying to be more transparent. Ace of Wands here. Yeah, in reverse. So there's definitely been this, I don't want to say like, you may have found out the reason why things have felt like they've been delayed for you here. Why things have felt very just blocked, like just a lot of blockages, a lot of energy here that is unstable. And I think it's because of, for so long, you didn't know why certain people treated you the way they did, why certain people would be very off-putting to you, be very rude to you, very talk bad about you and shit. And you may not even know exactly who or what these people were saying, but you always knew there was some reason. There was you weren't just making this shit up. It just wasn't in your head. People didn't just you just didn't imagine that these people people just kind of sometimes just assholes to you. Like the moon here in reverse, I feel like you're very intuitive. You have this sixth sense of just kind of feeling and knowing, and you don't know how you know certain things, but sometimes you're just right, and you don't know why. The Empress here and the Fool. So I feel like people could have really tried to take advantage of you early in your life. I feel like people really tried to get in your head, and that has affected how you kind of see things now as an adult. You could be someone who is you could have been like, okay, so if you were very sheltered as a kid, like you weren't really allowed to do a lot of stuff, you would become very, and which I think it's so crazy how parents end up creating the very same problems that they didn't want to happen. You don't want your kid to be taken advantage of in the world, so you hide them from everything. Well, then they grow up and then they get taken advantage because they never had any experiences. They never learned how to do anything. They've always had someone there to like pick up the pieces for them. And, now you have a 29-year-old man baby who don't even know how to change their tire, who can't even buy a car without having to consult their mommy and daddy. Mommy and daddy, 67 years old, they ready to retire and die. But they gotta take care of their kids because when they was too busy, trying to, they should have been parenting and letting them not suffer, but like struggle a little bit. They want to come in, swoop in. So now you got, and I see a lot of people my age who literally, they can't do shit for themselves. Like, they need to talk to their parents and get their approval for every little thing. And it's just like, it's so hard to respect people like that because it's like, oh my God. Like, I understand like needing your parent, like maybe not, I don't need my parents' approval. It would be nice, but I don't really need it. But, some people is like, they've been conditioned to really just like surrender their power or like their like mind to somebody else. Like I remember I was dating this one dude and he was telling me, he was like, yeah, like my family told me to like, he was Mexican too, but I think they was like Mexican Republicans or something, which is whatever. I don't care about all that for whatever. But it was the way he said, he was like, yeah, like they told me to vote for this person. Like, they told you to vote. And like, we're like, mind you, we're like in our early 30s, like 31, 32. I was like, yo, they telling you how to vote? And I'm like, okay. That's weird. But like I never had that, I'm very independent, like hyperly independent to the point to where it's a little off-putting, where like I kind of like suffer in silence before I let people even try to help me. And I just never was like, oh mom, my dad, or oh, like I don't know what I do, should I buy this? I just did shit on my own. Like, I would just, I remember one time I was staying with my aunt and uncle because I was doing my student teaching, and I had found an apartment with one of my friends, and they lived on like just across the river in Illinois. If you know anything about St. Louis, like the Mississippi divides St. Louis City from like Illinois, or Missouri from Illinois, right? So he lived on the Illinois side, and it was 10-15 minutes away. Well, probably like 30-45 minutes from where they live, but like 10-15 minutes from the city. Anyway, I had gotten a job working downtown, and like, I had been in college for the last 5.5 years, and I had lived on my own or lived with like roommates and not with my family. And back then, I had to be home at like, what was it, like 11 o'clock or some shit, which, I mean, that's their house, that was their rules, and I was a guest, so even though I was 25, I was like, whatever, It was kind of embarrassing telling your friends like you had to be home by like midnight on Saturday, but that was their house, and I wasn't going to be disrespectful, so I was like, okay, cool, they let me stay here so I could do my student teaching, so I could, become a teacher, so I appreciate that. It was like 3 months, but like, I very much felt like I was in somebody else's house. And I went and got a place, and they just got super angry with me. Like, they were like really mad. Like, they were like really, really, really upset. I've never seen them. And I was really like, I was thoroughly confused. Like I say, I was thoroughly confused. And I was so taken aback. Like, my uncle, he was just getting real angry. And I was just like, what is going on here? Like, why are they so mad? Like, I'm literally just, I haven't like, it's like, yeah, like, student teaching's over, I got a job, and I'm moving with my friend, and I'm going to live over there. Why is, like, what are you talking about? Like, I thought that y'all would be happy. Like, I got a job, I'm moving out, I'm getting my, like, back to my own space, I'll have money again. Like, what is the issue? I don't know, that just threw me off. I was so confused. It was like, I guess they wanted me to stay there, but it was like, I didn't want to be there. Like, I had to live under y'all roof, under y'all rules, under y'all terms. And it's like, why would somebody who is an adult, who's been living independently or nearly independent, like, you know, college life, why would they want to go back to being like with a curfew and like all that shit? Why the fuck would I want to do that? Like, no, hell no. I don't, no. Not me. Not me. You know, yeah, being an adult, paying bills and having a job is, you know, it could be a little stressful or cumbersome. And there were some times where I had to borrow money or I had to figure out how to do this. But I'd much rather do that than have to live under someone else's thumb and nail and rules. Now, some people, you know, you have parents who was a little more relaxed and they were more, you know, tolerant to more, what's the word? Like, you know, making people feel wanted and hospitable. Like, if you can't have these strict ass rules and then act like you don't understand why people don't want to fucking be in your house. Like, that was what really, like, had me plucked. Because it was like, how are you sitting here mad that I don't want to have a curfew at 25 years old? Now, mind you, now, I never said anything bad. I never, like, was like, man, I'm not doing this. Like, I came in respectfully. I was never drunk. I didn't bring nobody over to their house. I was not, you know, this is not my place to live. And that's your rule. That's your rule. Who am I to tell you how to live in your house? I can simply just choose not to live in your house because I don't want to live by those rules. And, you know, I didn't mind making my own way in the world. But, like, I feel like these people, this Ace of Wands here, this is that kind of energy where, like, some people would, you know, tolerate maybe not suffering. To me, it's suffering. You know, tolerate that kind of, like, you know, being, like, in a place where, oh, you know, it's a free place to stay. I can just, you know, stay here and, you know, I'll just put up with the rules and da-da-da-da-da. And, you know, on one side, I was like, you know what, maybe, you know, had I had allowed myself to just really surrender and just, like, not have to be the, you know. But then also I was like, I'm 25 years old and I want to have fun and live my life. And I don't want to be sitting on somebody's, you know, trying to race back to the house on Saturday night to get back at midnight at 25 years old. Like, I wanted to experience 25. And being part of 25 is being broke. And I say all that to say this. I don't regret what I did, but I do understand why some people go the other route. And, you know, but if you're a risk taker like me, you can't get advice from people who play it safe. They don't operate like us. They don't see the world like us. They don't trust in God like us. They don't have the connection to themselves like us. So you can't listen to these people. I've only pulled 2 fucking cards, by the way. You can't listen to these fucking people who ain't never jumped off the porch and let them give you fucking life advice. A bitch who ain't never left the surface can't tell me shit about Mars. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't never... You what are you talking about? You don't know shit. You stay in your little lane. You stay in your little bubble. You ain't never been nowhere. You ain't never gone nowhere. Like, you know, you can't tell me what I can and can't do in my life. This is my fucking life. And, you know, I have Lilith in Sagittarius. So, you know, I am very rebel-like. I can't help it. You know, I'm not like an asshole, but I can be. But, you know, this energy here is someone here who, you know, you've always been like this pioneering kind of like force here. The moon in reverse. That was what's revealed. Is that you have an untamable spirit. And it scares the fuck out of people who are so fear-based, people who are afraid, because all of it is based in fear, right? You know, they were afraid, I guess, of me. I don't know what the fuck they were afraid of. You can't let fear stop you from getting what you want in life. Yeah, it's just scary. Don't be scary. You know what's even scarier? All the shoulda, coulda, wouldas a lot of people die with. That what scares me. I'd rather bust my ass, look like a fool, have to take that post down, walk it back some, apologize, than to sit up and be like, what if? That would drive me crazy. No wonder so many people sit around and just, can't even sit with themselves. Can't even fucking sit with themselves. So many people have to distract themselves with noise and TV and drugs and sex and people they don't even like. You know how many people hang out with people they don't even fucking like just to have somebody around? Because the only person they really can't stand is the one person they can't get away from themselves. So many people hate themselves and they continue to do things that further perpetuate the hate, like overeating, drinking, smoking, all these things that we do, right? And then the things that makes us better, we hate. We hate eating healthy. We hate going to the gym. We hate reading before bed. It's weird, but it's like, no, we don't. You don't really hate those things. You've just conditioned yourself into believing that lie. And here's the 7 wands here. I feel like you have to defend yourself a lot, or you feel like you have to defend yourself. I don't think you really do. I don't think you overtly defend yourself. I think you defend yourself by staying away, by protecting your peace, by not letting certain people into your field here. And I know with the holidays coming up, we are kind of put into these positions where we have to see certain family members, we have to see certain relatives who, we love them, we want the best for them, but sometimes, two people could grow up in the same environment but just express their experiences in two completely opposite ways, while neither one of those people's experiences is invalid. But there is almost this need from people to you must see my point of view, and from my of my experience from my point of view, when they can't, they don't want to, or they are so connected to their pain that they identify that pain, those experiences, as literally a part of who they are. It's a part of their identity, their trauma, their abuse, their whatever that happens to them. They literally see that as, this is me. I am broken, I am damaged, I am all these things, instead of being wow, I experienced this, or I survived this. I have empathy for people who have also experienced this, because we share that commonality. And you can either be a victim, or you could be a participant, or you could have experienced it and learned and healed and moved on to become someone who helps other people move on and heal and overcome. Because the last thing I want to do is be a victim of the past and be someone who is, every time something bad happened to me, it's because my mama didn't love me. It's because my daddy hit me when I was 5. It's because, when I was a little kid, I used to watch my mom and dad fight all the time. It's well, damn, okay, well, you're 47 and you still, haven't figured your shit out. So when you going to stop letting little 5-year-old hurt Eric, or whoever your name is, or whatever your name is? How long are you going to keep letting that be the excuse for why you continue to do these poor behaviors? And, some people don't like to hear that. They want to make an excuse for everything they do. Everything is justified. It's okay to be an alcoholic. It's okay to be a pothead. It's okay to just, evade, responsibility and accountability, because when you were 7, your grandma put your hand on the stove because she was trying to teach you a lesson about, what I mean? It's just okay, because you had childhood trauma, that's the reason why you can just lash out at people all the time, every time you get upset. It's no, yes, I empathize that those things are terrible, and I'm so terribly sad that they happened to you. I mean, things happen to me, not to make it about me, keep it back on you, but you can't allow certain things from your past, no matter how painful, no matter how tragic they are, let that be an enabler to, an enabler for poor coping mechanisms. This is called what it is, drinking, smoking, sexting, attention-seeking behavior. Those are all coping mechanisms from childhood trauma. People pleasing, trying to get validation from people. Like, some people will do any and everything. They will give their body up. They will fucking, be the friend that buys everything for everybody. And you think those people don't like you because you're buying everything for them. Some people are just using you. They're talking shit behind your back even when you're not there. They're really mad at you because you're the one that gets to do it. They don't like you, and they can't fucking not be around you because without you, they can't get the nice things that they want. So, it's really better to just stand alone, because if you really want people to like you, act like you fucking hate them. Because I'm telling you, no, for real, most people hate themselves on some subconscious level, that if you pretend like they are not shit, they will fucking do any and everything to get your attention. They don't even have to fucking like you themselves. They don't even have to know why. Like, literally, if you... There's a reason why narcs go no contact. They use the silent treatment. There's a reason why these narcissistic, low vibrational people act like this. It's because this is their tactics that they use. They use them from the sense of trying to weaken somebody. When I go no contact or when I go low contact, it's not because I'm trying to make you feel bad about yourself. It's because I need to take a break, because I know that I have a mouth on me and I will say some fucked up shit, and I need to not just do that. So I'm learning how to just retrieve my energy, pull away, and then I will come back in an appropriate time for both of us. Because trying to have an argument with people, and I'm realizing this with my friend now, that we should have just waited till we were sober, but now and it's just giving us some time to cool down. Because I was fine, and then she came back, and she was still rah, rah, rah. And then that made me get rah, rah, rah. So now I need to, calm down, because, I don't hold grudges, but I remember energies. And I feel like you are the same, or similar. With the Seven of Wands, you're not defending yourself overtly, like I was saying. It's very much in this recluse, retreat energy. There's no need to even say much. Y'all, I pulled the 3 cards. This has all just been from the mind intuitive speaking. Page of Cups here. Okay, somebody won a truce. I love this for them. Can we just stop being mad at each other? Can we just let bygones be bygones? White flag, white flag. I have a feeling you're no, bitch. If it's up, then it's stuck. And it's stuck. Temperance here with the Sun in reverse. If it's up, then it's stuck. If it's stuck, then it's up. I think it's stuck and it's up. Because look at the mirroring color schemes. Red and yellow, or brown, orangish. Red and yellow, There are some... Someone wants harmony, balance, temperance, patience. Someone needs that. And someone else is the Sun in reverse. They are drained. They are just at their wits' ends. This person is coming off a little livid. They're kind of hot. This person is heated. I'm just picking up this, or this person's so heated that they've come off very cool and cold and detached. The sun has gone away. The sun is going down. The vitality, the life, it's cold, bitter darkness. And when the sun goes down, the moon comes up. Even though, look, the moon's going down here. But you know what I mean. This is true. I'm given the energy of this person here wants to repair this relationship that they have with you. The sun also could represent the ego. So this person's ego could be very bruised also. With this moon reverse, you may have revealed some And here's the thing. I want you to so know this. You are not responsible for other people's emotional instabilities. You are not responsible that they cannot handle being around you because you tell the truth or your truth. It's not your fault that they're weak, bitter bitches. It's not your fault that they're fearful, scary little hoes. It's not your fault that they've never done anything with their life and you are a constant reminder of everything that they could have been. That's a they problem. So every time they bring they problems to you, I want you to give it right back to that bitch and tell them so kindly, or not, that's a you problem, bitch. And stop making your problems our problems, because I don't do that to you. That's why I don't fuck with you. Because these people are mad at you because they mad at themselves, but they just don't have any more like space left on like the hard drive to put anger on themselves. So now they want to like start offloading some of that fucking anger on their hard drive onto your USB. And you like, bitch, fuck you. No, disconnect. No, we don't read this file no more, bitch. For my computer people out there. You know, someone is literally, they are at capacity at self-hate that they're trying to like, export that shit to you. And it's just like, no, we ain't taking that shit no more. No, we ain't paying them tariffs. Fuck you, out of here. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your mom. I don't care if it's your daughter. I don't care if it's your son, your dad, your brother, your sister, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, hog, mog, chicken, turkey, rats, you name it. Okay? I don't give a fuck who it is. You don't accept anybody's bullshit any fucking more. Do you hear me? Don't do it. Fuck these people. Honestly. Like, oh my God. Like, that is going to be this week's motto. Bitch, fuck you. Fuck these people. Like, I know it's Thanksgiving week, so y'all about to go. I get it. If you got to go around that family member house, just keep a blunt on you. Maybe keep a little fifth. Something. Maybe a little fifth. Don't do that. Work on that, because we got Mercury retrograde and we got a major holiday. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm gonna have to light a candle, write a ritual. I don't know. Be careful. Don't be getting into no arguments with your uncles now. Don't you and them cousins be over there fighting. Don't you be over here and the aunties be getting at it now. Don't be getting into it with your siblings. Don't be getting into it with your parents. Don't be getting into it with your kids. Eat your sweet potato pie. Get you some greens. Get you a little piece of turkey. Get some dressing. Get some cranberry sauce. If you're white, get you some mashed potatoes and some pumpkin pie and some stuffing. Or apple pie, whatever y'all eat. Get you some of get you some green beans. Get you some of that ham. Get some of that potato salad. Alright? Now, we don't do chitlins in my family, but I know some of y'all eat chitlins. I don't know. I don't do it, but tis not for me. And I don't give a fuck about these people having the Three of Cups and the Three of Swords heartbreak. And I like this energy, Gemini. We're going to be in fuck you mode this week. I'm telling you, like this, y'all, the Wheel of Fortune. This person, let them come around on their own terms. We're going to be cordial. We're going to be respectful. But if you come over here with that bullshit, bitch. Okay. I see Justice and I see the Ace of Swords here, so I feel it. Okay. They coming correct. They gonna come. They gonna be good on Thanksgiving, bitch. They gonna be behaved. Okay. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. I just wanted a little armistice. That's all I wanted. Just a little 1 day truce. You know, you ain't gotta be. You can stay mad, but just give me, you know. And here's the thing: that they're the only ones that's pissed off. You just don't you send me that? Don't you send that energy over here? That's your only stand. You're not even mad. You already moved on. It's scary. But these people, it's like, bitch, I know how your energy go. I know that energy. I could already sense it. Don't you come over. Don't you bring... The death in reverse. Resistant to change. You know, and I think that is... You could be someone who is very... I feel like death is something that you don't really fear a lot. Excuse me. Like, yeah, you don't want to start over your life all the time, but like, if you have to, you have to. And like, you're not afraid to take risks. Like, you understand that like life is short term. And you know, you only got a limited amount of time. And I gotta try everything. Two of Cups here, the Ace of Wands. It's like a twin flame energy here. This person definitely, these people love you. They have some type of admiration. At one point, they may have even wanted to be like in partnership with you. If this was like a lover, or this is just someone here who just really, you know, wants a good friendship connection with you. You know, and I think that you don't really value this person's opinion or like their actions. Like, this person is not the kind of person who they like to really feel things out, and by the time they get to feeling comfortable, you done moved on. Like, it's too, like, you don't have time to wait on everybody who want to take 8.5 years to like fill out the room, or they need all this like shit, and it's just like, okay girl, like, just never mind. Three of Cups in reverse. Yeah, there could be a group of people here. These people really feel like they left. These people miss you though. You are someone who, the Three of Cups in reverse and the Five of Cups, it ain't been the same since you left. I don't know if you walked away from like a friend group, a job, a family setting, a dynamic, but it's like without your energy there, it's like these people don't really have much to talk about. Six of Wands in reverse and the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like you gave the life. You were like the one with the money. You were the one with like the stories, the experiences. You knew how to make the group fun. It's like when the fun friend leave the party and then it's like, ugh, like what we gonna do now? Like, shit, the fun just left. You know, it's just all the sad, depressed, quiet weirdos who don't contribute to conversation. They just kind of just sit there. You know what I mean? It's like, you be in a group chat and it's just always like those 2 or 3 people who just like, they don't say nothing. They just be sitting there. All right, guys, what time y'all want to meet up to go bowling? And it's like 8 people. Don't nobody want to be like, let's meet up at 3. Yeah, 3's fine. 3 works for me. 3's fine for me. And then there's like 6. Then there's like 3 people left, and you're like, does that work? Yeah, cool. Should we meeting at 3? And then they just show up, and you're like, oh, okay. Well, you could have said, you know, yeah, say that's fine with me. Like, what the fuck you scared of, bitch? We all friends. Like, you can't say something in the group chat. Like, speak the fuck up. Like, quiet ass. It's just like the little things that just be irking my soul sometimes. All right, we got the Queen of Swords here. Shit. You are... See, but here's your thing, Gemini, because this is definitely your energy. You... Almost like Pisces, I feel like, you know, it's that duality with us, the Gemini and the Pisces. We both got that two-sidedness. It's sweet. You also will switch the fuck up in a heartbeat on somebody. Mutable sign energy. Like... No, because this is, what the fuck are you even saying right now? Like, you had all this time to do all this, and now you want to be all rah, girl, gone somewhere. Like, you really are just like, bye. You know, with the Two of Cups and the Queen of Swords. You know, you should have just sent, this could have been a text message. You ain't had to do all this. You ain't had to fucking ask me to come out to get coffee and do all that shit, but you could have sent me a text message. Like, this is, no, over it. These people could want you to, like, I don't know, come around more, be more involved. But here's the thing. They don't want to admit it, but they are really admired and threatened by, like, your sense of certainty in your life that you present. It's like you don't even have proof. You just do things that people don't expect you to do, and you don't have to defend yourself. Like, you don't need to get permission from people. You don't need to ask what other people think. You just do things. Like, you just, and this baffles the fuck out of people. They're like, how do you just, like, do things? And it's like, I listen to spirit. I listen to the universe. I listen to my signs, my guides. I listen to the cosmic wizard. I listen to people here who have more insight and more knowledge than me. And this could be somebody who really wanted you to, like, this could be like, this is an older person. This could have been an older person that wanted to be an influence to you, but they realized that you have surpassed them. Maybe not in, like, age or physical ranking, but, like, in spiritual ranking and, like, wisdom. You know, you have a bigger, more expansive view of the world than they do, and they'll never tell you out loud this. They'll never say it out loud. Their ego will never let them, like, you know, admit that. This is a very egotistical, you know, energy. Security heavy, Capricorn heavy. Earth sign heavy. You know, this is someone who they feel like you should be enamored, or you should just be so, like, this person feels like a loser compared to you for some reason. Like, this person doesn't feel as good as you. This person feels like you are better than them, even though you don't feel like you're better than anybody. This is someone who is intimidated by your just potential. Like, your potential. Shit that you haven't even done. The fact that you even have potential. Like, that's what's fucking scary. Is because potential isn't even, you know, real. You know, it's just potential. You know, like this. It's like being afraid of a gun that's sitting on the table. No one's touching it. It's just laying there. You're afraid of that gun because of the potential it has to do harm. You know, it's like you're like a loaded gun sitting on the table. Well, who says you're loaded? I don't know. Yeah, this Page of Cups and the Ten of Cups here in reverse. This is definitely, like I said, like, this Page of Cups and this Ten of Cups in reverse. This is like a family member here. You know, this person really wishes they would have invested more. This person really wanted a chance to kind of turn the tides and maybe start something. I don't think you're interested in looking backwards. You know, this person really wants to show you how much they've changed and how independent they are and all this shit. And, you know, that's cute and all, but, like, I don't really give a fuck. And, you know, I'm headed towards success, and success isn't looking back in the past and, you know, trying to, you know, see what happened or, you know, you're moving on to bigger and better things. And though these people, you know, may be genuine now, it's still an energy of, you know, you still can't be a part of where I'm going. Not because I don't love you, but because you are not built for this. You know what I mean? It's like you can't go to outer space if you don't have an astronaut suit on. You know, it's like you can't be part of the Millionaires Club if you only 100-aire. You can't. That's not how that works. You know, this Ace of Cups in reverse, this Three of Cups, Five of Cups, and then the Ace of Cups. That's 9 cups, y'all. So you are a wish fulfillment to these group of people here. This Three of Cups, Five of Cups, Ace of Cups in reverse. These people really could be a group of 3. Co-workers, family members, lovers. 3 could be a little combo. All 3 could be one from each group. To determine how to feel. But these people have strong emotions for you, and they know that you are not circling back to come pick their dusty asses up. I don't know what they did. They could have been entertaining other people. They could have been spreading gossip and rumors about you with the 3 of Cups here in reverse. The 5 of Cups is the shit that backfired on their ass. You know, they could have told 5 people to lie. 3 of them turned their backs on them, and 2 of them are still sticking with them, you know. Ace of Cups in reverse is no thank you. I'm sick of the lies. I'm sick of the bullshit. No more bullshit for us. You know, because you have these 3 cups right here, right? So here they are being all happy and shit, you know, talking shit, spreading gossip. Hell yeah, I heard, you know, Gemini ain't pay their bills this month. I heard Gemini was over here selling plasma to get their fucking hair done. I heard Gemini, the girl, they only got 1,800 followers. They ain't even doing nothing yet. This bitch ain't quit this whole job. Ain't even fucking monetized yet. What a dumbass. Play. Oh shit. He monetized? Oh shit. His shit growing? Oh shit. He still got flexibility in his schedule and he's doing things outside of this as well? Oh shit. Oh damn. Oh fuck. People actually like what he has to say. People listening. Oh wow. He's not a scammer. He's not a grifter. He's not out here trying to like hurt and harm people. Oh fuck. Hey, collective cannot ring. Bloop. Hold on, let me try again. We're sorry. The number you are trying to reach is disconnected. If you'd like to leave your name, like, no, you can't contact me no more. Because that shit came back to me, bitch. That shit came back to me. Heard it through the grapevine. And now the death is in reverse. No, I'm avoiding you. No, you can't come back here right no more. It's up and stuck. It's stuck, bitch. We ain't healing from this. We ain't moving on from this one. Ace of Wands with the 2 of Cups in reverse. Fuck you, bitches. Okay, ain't shit happening. Ain't no partnership. Ain't no love. Ain't no fucking deals. Ain't shit going on here. Ain't nothing happening. Ain't gonna happen, Captain. Blockage. Access denied. You must think I'm a dummy, bitch. I used to be. I used to play like a dummy. But I only play like a dummy to see how. You know what's crazy? I'm gonna tell you what I do. I'm gonna tell all my secrets. You know, sometimes I pretend like I'm aloof, or I pretend like I'm just like, oh, because I want to see what kind of person you are. Are you the kind of person that takes advantage of people who you think are stupid or weak? Because if you are, you're never gonna see me again, because that's fucking evil and rude and mean. But I really be trying to see like, oh, well, this person thought I was a dummy. Wow, okay. All right, I'm gonna let you think that you're playing me, because, you know, it's always funny to, now this is maybe part of the sick part of me, where it's like, it's funny to see someone think that they like are winning, just for you to like pull out the fucking draw 4, reverse uno, skip out, bitch, bye, move on their ass. And you just be like, wow, like you really thought that you were like intentionally trying to set me up, and like we're so okay with like hurting my feelings. Like, wow. What a dumbass. Like, what a fucking idiot. Like, you have to be so stupid to go through all that elaborate plotting and scheming just to have that shit backfire. And like the sheer audacity of just knowing on my end that like at any moment I could have stopped this before you went through all this extreme measures, but I allowed you to get so close. It has to eat just a little piece of your soul away. And let that be a lesson. Don't fuck with people. Even people who you think are gullible and naive might be the smartest bitch in the room. They just trying to see how far your dumb ass gonna fucking go with this shenanigan. Meanwhile, it's the insurance people for me. They was over here doing all these mind games and shit. Bitch, I had one foot out the whole entire time in another. These bitches can't play you. 4. Judgment here. Ooh, man. Yeah, they under judgment now. And the high priest is in reverse. Of course. Bitch, they're so stupid. They lack spiritual. They don't have the spiritual insight like you. They're not tapped in. They're not plugged in. These are people who live from the 3D. They only can pick up what they can see, touch, taste, feel, and smell. They don't have extrasensory gifts like you do. They can't divine. They don't have, clairvoyance, claircognizant, they don't have any of these clair gifts like a lot of us have in this collective group or developing. And maybe you're like, what is he talking about? I don't have any special gifts. Everyone has the ability to tap into those gifts. Some rarely do. Some people realize they do it without even realizing that they're doing it. But if you're drawn to tarot, you probably have some type of esoteric gift, or you have some ability to enhance your spiritual and psychic connections here. If you're open to it, just being here is allowing you to be more open. The Fool card here. Take a leap of faith. Go get you a tarot reading book. I would advise, if you watch tarot, you should learn what the cards mean yourself. That way you can make sure that the person doing your reading is someone of quality and not just some asshole just out here just saying shit. But I really feel like you just have this way of just conducting yourself that really intimidates people because you move fearlessly in this world. Or that's how you appear. You may not feel like that to you. This is from their perspective. And your perspective on them is that these people here didn't have your back when it mattered the most. And so don't come around now. And that's valid. I do think some of you all miss some of these people here, and you are ready to bury the hatch. With the Ace of Love, with the Ace of Lovers, with the Lovers and the Ace of Pentacles here. You have a little bit of defensiveness with that Seven of Wands, that you do put up a little guarded energy. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I ain't gonna lie to you. Don't nobody want to be out here just second guessing everybody in their life. You would love to have your friends and family be there, a part of your life. You don't want to be on the top alone. They say it's so lonely on top. It don't have to be. You just gotta find the right kind of people. And that means if it's lonely on the top, that means you were trying to bring people who didn't need to be there with you. And other thing I don't like, don't try to be the person who hang out with the little people so you feel like the big person, right? You know what I mean? The little people, when it's like, I want people who are doing better, you know what I mean? You could have been the person in your friend group, you're about to level up, and because maybe all your friends had nice big houses, they were married, kids and everything, and you were just kind of like doing your own thing, and you were just, people may have like for some reason just not looked down, but just felt like, they don't have this, they don't have that, but they're still a good person. Or you was never envious, you was never jealous, you was never like, oh man, I wish I had this. You just knew that your time was gonna come when your time was gonna come, and you wasn't worried about it because you had things that you was doing and you was focused on. You wouldn't, you're not out here just hating on other people. Well, people sometimes they want you to hate on them. They want you to feel jealous about their life. They want you to want to be like them. There are people out here who's like, don't you just? How come no one's jealous of me? How come no one? These people, they wanted you to be jealous of them. They wanted you to feel like, oh well, you don't have a husband, you don't have a wife, you don't have a house, you don't have a cat, you don't have a dog, you don't own your own house. And you're like, yeah, I get to take 7 trips a year whenever I fucking feel like it. That's the trade-off. And I get to be and do what I want when I want, anytime I want. If I want to get up and make cookies at 3 a.m., I can do that and not have to worry about having to go to work in the morning. If I want to go to Peru next weekend, I can go there. I mean, I gotta have the money first, but You know what I mean? Sometimes people trade certain things for certain things, right? You know, maybe flexibility and being a carefree, fast-paced living person was your trade-off to, you know, white picket fence, 2.5 kids, and the marriage and the mortgage and the 401k fully padded with the life insurance investments and the fully diverse portfolio with a mixture of high risk and low risk bonds and stocks and, you know, all that good shit, right? I mean, I think you should still have that if you can, even if you are living a fast-paced life. It's always good to invest. But, you know, someone who's a homeowner with kids and shit, you know, they have a little bit more responsibility on their plate. So there's a little bit more of a burden for them to be more financially stable when you got kids, and you probably don't want your wife and your kids to be homeless if you die. So you probably want to include the more, you know what I mean? I still sound like an insurance agent. Some of that shit is important though. Don't you ever walk away empty-handed. And I walked away with some knowledge on some shit. I really did. On how to do it the right way and not the scammy way. But you guys, you know, you live a very different life, and people here maybe wanted to knock you, like humble you, knock you down, make you feel like you were missing out on something because they were projecting. You know, you don't do what people tell you to do. You do what you want to do, and people don't like that. Which, fuck them. That's not your fault. That's not your problem. You don't live your life to make someone else happy. You live your life to make you happy. You live your life for your highest satisfaction, which honestly brings the most joy out of you, which brings the most joy out of other people. It's this concept of living to make our families, to make our friends, to make our communities proud of us. So we, you know, restrict ourselves, we suppress ourselves, we make ourselves into the ideal person of what we think people want. When in reality, just being yourself probably is all people really want. It's just the comfort of being themselves. And because at the end of the day, what do you want to do that's so fucking evil anyway? I mean, most of us are just really just normal, kind-hearted people. Like, I mean, what is the fucking fear of people just being themselves? Like, who, like, really, like, honestly, like, how often do you come across a goddamn serial killer murderer? I mean, like, the society, for the most part, is fairly safe. We've just conditioned ourselves to only looking at the negative, bad parts. I mean, fuck. I'm sure any of you, if you saw a little kid running around a grocery store looking for their parents, you wouldn't just be like, ah, fuck you, little kid, get the fuck out the way. I'm trying to get to the cereal aisle. You know, if you, like, last night, I was at the grocery store, this lady left her wallet inside the little cart buggy. And I saw it, and I took it up to the customer service place. Most of you all would have done that. I mean, I don't think most people would do that. 9 out of 10 people. Only like that one asshole is going to go through and take the money out. Most people are good people. We've just been conditioned to think the opposite. And because of that, we go around fearing everybody instead of actually making connections with potential friends, leaders, you know, experiences that we can share with other people. We gotta stop. We gotta work on that as a community. But sensationalism and fear-based, you know, media has really, really warped a lot of people's brains of how people in the world behave. And we've learned to just fear everybody. And that's why there's so much violence. It's because people are reacting before they even get a chance to get to know somebody. You know, I think about that one case. This happened, I think it was like in Indiana or something. This man, this Latino housekeeper was going to a house, a new client's house, and, you know, they had given her a key because they were at work or something, and they were at the wrong house on accident, and the dude, I guess he just heard somebody, like, trying to open the door with the key, and he just shot through the door and killed the lady. Didn't, like, you know, make his presence be known or anything. And he was sentenced to prison for murder. And some people were like, well, you know, she should have went to the right house and da-da-da. And it's like, dude, it was an accident. And like, you can't just shoot through the door. Like, there was no threat. The person thought that they were at the house to clean. Well, why didn't they knock on the door? Why the fuck would I knock on the door if you gave me a key and I thought you guys were going to be at work? So you're not even making, like, you're just defending fear, because that's something that, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, and then, you know, we're not going to go there. We're not going to do the race thing, because, you know, he was, and she was, she wasn't like, she was like that, you know, Mexican. And so, you know, there was that whole thing, and there's always that component there. And it just makes me so upset that it's like, there's people out here, in my opinion, there's people out here who are just literally looking for a reason to just go around hurting people and justify it as self-defense. Like, you just want to use that firearm, my opinion. Because why would you shoot through the door like that unless you're a coward? You were really afraid. First of all, if you hear somebody jingling with the key or something, and you're not going to say, who is it? Like, where is your gun safety? Because you can't just do that. You can't just shoot through the door. The threat has to be established. And I guess you could say, I mean, you cannot tell someone, even if they were on the property, you have to tell them to leave before it's trespassing. And that lady died and left behind a family. All because you were afraid. Too afraid to ask who it was. And I'm not trying to make this person a victim, but, you know, I think, what kind of media was he watching? Was he watching fear-based, you know, media where they're always talking about these people coming around and hurting us? And, you know, we get our brains all wrapped up into believing all this shit. And the news is, I don't even watch the news anymore. It's just so disgusting. And then, like, every time I look up on True Law and Crime Network, it's just the worst, the most disgusting cases of, like, shit you can't even say. I was like, you can't even say that on YouTube. No wonder they run those Morgan and Morgan ads. I know they can't get no goddamn advertisement other than unpaid people, because the shit they be talking about, like, you just can't. I said, watch some of it. And those are extreme cases, but it's like, those are just the extreme cases, but they're just shoved in our face. We don't get the cases of the man helping the guy walk across the street, or the grannies who helped save this. You know, we don't hear those stories. We hear the 10 people were found, and you should know. We should hear all of it. No, we should hear all of it. We should hear the good and the bad. If you just play one, then you get a very lopsided view of the world. I think a lot of people have a very lopsided view of the world because they have become so brainwashed by the media. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. I hate that there even has to be a fucking conversation like that. Anyway, I'm tired of talking about this shit. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know how this video resonated with you. And everything else will be in the description. I love you guys. Drink water. Be safe. And peace.